Today, we're going to take a look at different life effects in Diablo 4. And hold on. Before you think, no, I can read an HP bar, it's not that complicated. Let's make a bet. You watch this video all the way to the end, and if you learn something new, you have to subscribe. So right here, we want to talk about 6 different things that regard your life and your defense and that you need to know to be playing the game properly. We are starting out with healthy. Healthy is an attribute that you can see right here on the full glow up bubble of your health. That means you are healthy when it glows. As soon as it doesn't glow anymore, you're not healthy. And the threshold for this is 80% of your total life. And why is this important? Because there are a lot of skills that get a bonus effect. For example, if you cast them while you're healthy. So one example is the Hydra on the Sorcerer. When you cast it while you are healthy and you've specced into it, the Hydra will have 4 heads instead of 3. So you should definitely keep this in mind when you do your skilling, because if you're doing more like a tanky build, right, and you're going for legendary aspects that have a healthy one, that's not going to work out well. It's something like really good for ranged characters that don't take too much damage and can dodge a lot. Then next up, we are having basically the counterpart, and that is injured. So when you are below 35% of your total life, that means you are injured. But this can also be for monsters. So for example, if a monster is below 35% of its total life, you can get additional effects on it. For example, execute, that we've talked about in a previous video. And the way how to sense it in game is you can see right here that this health bar is not clear. You can see the blood dripping down. So basically, as soon as you go below 35% health, your orb, the health orb, will start bleeding. And then we're having something that's called Fortify. That is pretty new. And you can imagine it kind of like an extra health bar that you can load up, like a second one. And once the bar is maxed, you have 10% damage reduction. And you can see it right here on the screen where our actual health is full. We are also having the full circle to signify that we are full. And then we are seeing this blue bar, this red bar right here filling up on our actual health orb. And this is the Fortify stat. And as soon as we manage to fully fill it, we are getting this armor around our cloak right here. That shows us that we are in the fortified state, fully loaded, and then now have the 10% damage reduction ready. Then we are having the barrier. The barrier is similar to Fortify, but there's one big difference in it. So the barrier will also have an overlay right here. As you can see, it is blue, and you can also see the value of your barrier going up and down right here. But the barrier can surpass your max life. So for example, if you have 100 life, your barrier can be 500 life. There's no limit. So barriers can basically be stacked on top of your life. But the downside on a barrier compared to Fortify is that the barrier usually is limited for a certain amount of time. So builds that are able to keep barriers up for a pretty long time without having downside will be pretty overpowered. And this is something that you should be looking for. And then we are having unstoppable. I would argue that almost every character should have at least one skill on the bar that is giving him unstoppable or a legendary aspect that helps him. Because this allows you to break free from ground control effects. So like, for example, you're being stunned by an enemy, but you're on the top of a lot of poison layers. If you have no unstoppable on your bar, you will die. And if you're playing hardcore, this is like a really worse situation. And you always want to have like this one oh shit button that can make you unstoppable, then allows you to move freely again. And for the time you're being unstoppable, also new CC cannot be applied to you. And the way you see it in the game, if you have it activated, is you see those chains right here that broke apart, which means you broke free from the crowd control. Then we're having immune. That is pretty similar to the what we have previously talked about. And it has one extra on top of it. So it doesn't only free you from the CC, as you can see right here from the chains that are in the icon as well. It also makes you not being able to take any damage. So for example, here in the beta, one item was really popular, is that bubble that every 9 seconds it had a duration that this bubble would pop up, and in the bubble you are immune, which means you have 100% effective DPS uptime as long as you stand in this bubble, which can be huge for boss fights. You've made it to the end. If you want to see more content like this regarding crowd control effects and damage effects, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And while you wait for Diablo 4, check out this legendary crafting guide I made, which gives you 8 tips to not lose any of your hard-earned gold on release. Cheers!